halala, halalo, yo, halala, halalo, yo, halala, halalo, yo, halala, halalo.
We're in Soccer City. This is Soccer City right behind me. This is the stadium where the first World Cup games, which was held in South Africa, was held. A game between Mexico and South Africa. And I remember being here during June. Me and the other girls, we came here to interview people on how they were feeling about the first game to be held in South Africa, especially the World Cup. And people were quite happy, and we had fun.
Global Girl Media is a non-profit organization that encourages the voice and self-expressions of young girls by linking them with media professionals. My name is Advocacy, and I was chosen to participate in the Global Girl Pilot Project, which took place in South Africa during the 2010 World Cup.
Welcome all of you to the first project of Kick It Up in South Africa!
Okay, what I'm excited about is that I'm going to get a chance to do hands-on journalism.
Why do we need journalists?
What I'm excited about is learning more about my dream career, being a journalist.
I not only love the game, I also love the people in it. I go in there knowing already that Cristiano was born in Portugal, how old he is. I don't even need to ask him that.
It's changing. It's not just about the guys anymore. Yeah, and even if it is a male-dominated industry or male-dominated field sports, it doesn't mean that women are interested in it. I mean, we watch it. We love the sport.
As a girl growing up in South Africa, I feel great because we're hosting the FIFA 2010 World Cup. It marks a very important event in our history.
One of the reasons we're here is because we really felt that the woman's voice was lacking in the reporting on the World Cup.
I'm excited to hear about you. I want to learn who you are and where you've come from.
I'm dying now, after hearing you all speak, for you to grab cameras and go out and shoot and get stories, because you all are amazing.
Where's everybody? These are the groups that you're going to be with when we go out to the events. Team 1 is Anakosi.
Lebo. Team 2 under the flag. Teboho.
To be honest, I didn't really know what to expect at first. It all seemed so unreal. We were going to be reporting on the World Cup. I was going to be a part of my country's history.
The IBC? Well, it contains the world media, so it's a pretty fascinating place. There's people from all over the globe in there.
This is Sky Smith reporting for Rise Sports.
I work for ESPN Brazil.
This is our great big set we have here. It sits and looks over Soccer City in the background. They've got, areas where you can sit and do interviews on a couch. They've got a full desk where they, do the analysis and the commentary. A big telly. We call it the big ass telly. You have your producer and your director calling the shots. They got all the cameras here. They're in your ear. They're rolling all the graphics in. So they put everything together in this main control room.
So how do you deal with the vuvuzelas?
We just have them underneath the announcers. There's an audio man or person that kind of controls what we call nat sound.
And it's the same thing we did when we were young. We came to the studios, we got a taste of it, and then we were unable to leave. So, but you have to finish school first, and then you can be able to.
What will differ in this World Cup from the others?
Everything, it's all African. People are excited. Everyone is excited, more Africa.
I got to interview different people, and they all had different perspectives on the World Cup, and knowing that tomorrow is the opening match between South Africa and Mexico, the atmosphere was just amazing. Hi, I'm Teboho for Global Girls Media, South Africa.
Now, I've got 3 guys here with me, and I'd like them to tell you where they're from. Can I please ask you people, where do you come from?
From Mexico, to support the Mexico team.
That day I felt like a proud South African, because I could actually see people fucking in my country.
definitely going to win today's game.
Go Bafana!
Go!
3 Bafana, 2-1 Bafana.
I think that the final score is South Africa 1, Mexico 1.
Aperture setting. See, and what we can do there.
This is the beginning. This is the very start of a new future for these young South African.
Holding the camera makes you feel in power because you can actually see some of the things that people cannot actually see, because when you're holding the camera, you are seeing what you believe in.
I'll show you how to use this later.
It felt great touching this camera, knowing that I could do anything with it.
When we met Joe Biden, I was very excited because it's not every time where we got to meet people from the parliament, even in our country.
What value do you stand for that you'd like for the youth of Africa to follow?
Well, I think after meeting all the young women here today, I think that it's really important that that we empower young women and we show them. We try to be positive role models and show them that they can do or be anything they want to be. And I think that's the beauty of this program, that all of you are getting exposure, you're going to the World Cup, you're meeting new people, and so that you see the opportunities that are in the world for you. And I think that's what's important.
Being a girl in Soweto is very challenging because I come across people who don't actually think that it is I who is making these things happen for me. And yeah, people wonder where I'm going every morning and what is it that I'm doing that's so interesting that makes me come back home very late. And I explain to them that, okay, I've got passion for writing and for being informed and informing other people, meaning giving back to the community.
This is Kamahalo Mabizela reporting for Global Girl Media. Welcome to the challenges that face Africa. On the 17th of June, Global Girl Media visited Soweto Training Center in Pimville to report on health issues through sports.
The belief is that if there's a time when kids learn the most is when they're having fun. This is our classroom. We use a football field, we use a basketball court, we use a volleyball court as a safe haven for kids because they're off the streets.
About 27 million people around the world are affected, and 70% of them are in sub-Saharan Africa. Because my country is only 0.7% of the world population, but we are carrying 17% of the HIV/AIDS burden.
I think it's important for our youth to get tested early because the sooner you know, the better, and because you can get your treatment very early.
Well, I just got tested and tested negative. And when you test, you get a free vuvuzela.
You should know your status so that you won't spread the disease around if you have it. And if you don't have it, you can stay healthy.
If ever you're infected, it doesn't mean that it's a death, life sentence. You can always live on pills and live a healthy life.
So test and know your status.
As the training went on, we began to discuss and tackle more serious issues that we, as young women in South Africa, sometimes found it difficult to talk about. I wasn't really prepared for how this program was going to change me on a personal level. I don't know what to say. I'm this kind of person, you know. I think I wear a mask. People don't really know the real me. They always see this ever jolly, ever smiling Tebogo, but they don't really know the actual person. That I'm not really happy, you know, such things, this and this happened to me, blah. Inside I'm hurting a lot. And I'm trying to find ways of which I can fix this, but I can't find any.
Working with Tebogo in the same team, we have great ideas with the other girls, and we actually talk and have discussions. Sometimes we argue.
But well, first we can't just make assumptions. We have to research it also.
Yeah.
Okay, where do we do that?
Yeah.
Google.
Google doesn't have everything.
We can go to Wikipedia.
Tebogo is outspoken. She's diligent She talks a lot. She's friendly at times.
Like, there's so much information. I don't understand why people do this. It's like that people know about HIV and AIDS, but they are ignorant, and how it's scary to get tested. How would you want to be helped if you are positive?
I think what we need to talk about a little bit is bringing the story back to the center and talking about, you guys shared a lot on Thursday about how you've been touched personally by HIV. The stories that are important are the ones that are coming from you guys.
One of the girls said it's in fashion to be sick, to have the disease. It's fashion. Yeah. It's for everybody has it, so it's like fashion. You know, if I have a pair of skinny jeans, then everybody has a pair. That means it's fashion. How is that fashionable? Being sick.
Can't talk about sex. With my friends, no. I just don't like discussing sex with my friends and all that. I don't talk about it. I actually don't have anybody that I can talk to about it, so I'd rather not talk about it. At least I know what I know, and what I know is enough. I was 9 when my mom passed away. I was still pretty young by then. I remember that she was a very happy person. Yeah, she was very kind. That's what I know about her. We were celebrating my first birthday, and I was very chubby. And I had like fat chicks. I miss her too, you know. So at home, there's 3 of us. Yes, it's my aunt, my sister, and her son. Well, I tend to call my aunt my mother because she's the one who actually raised me after my mother's death. I've been living with her ever since. Yeah, living with my aunt is not a very good thing for me. Yeah, okay, we have our ups and downs. Some days are fun, but most of them are not. My mom disappointed her in a way. She actually had to raise my mother's kids. So I think she doesn't want that to also happen to us. You know, I don't think she wants us to end up having a lot of kids and then dying very soon. You know, right now I was looking at my mother's and brother's photos, and yeah, my brother's the one on the far left. Is right there at the end, the one who has his one knee down. Yeah, I understand that I lost my mom at a very tender age, but my brother, I mean, he was there for me. I miss him a lot, you know. I mean, I miss everything. I miss those good days together. I also miss our fights, you know. As siblings, we used to fight a lot. Plus, he came after me, so that explains it all. One of the most powerful experiences I had with Global Girl was the day we read our I Am essays, where we had to write and share about ourselves.
I am me, and proud of that. I describe myself in 3 ways. A strong and young black woman who believes in anything, that it is possible, and that's why I will stand firm and not be shaken by anything.
I'm an asset, not a liability. When I am a part of a team, group members embrace, they rejoice because I am the best. I am a soul that was created for greatness. I push to get what I want because everything great was invented just for me.
I'm an outspoken person. I am a young, smart girl. I am motivated, inspired, and always involved in every possible and positive activities that come my way.
Yeah, that day when he did the speeches on who we are, the I Am speeches, it was very emotional. But what I think it did, actually, it helped us, some of us. It really did help us because we couldn't really talk to people about our problems.
I'm the one you think you know, but you don't. I have low self-esteem and I don't believe in myself. I'm shy of finding out really, who am I?
I'm different. My smile humbles me. My laughter encourages me. My walk describes me. My hug warms me. I'm expressive, talkative, outspoken, loud, and spontaneous. I'm a Zulu woman.
I'm a good-for-nothing child with nothing special to offer the world.
It really touched me because I could relate some of those things. I go through them every day.
I've seen more deaths than an undertaker. I am part of a dead pig. I only wish I was not born. I wish I never survived.
When everybody started crying, I also cried, but when I finished crying, I started writing something. I was writing about, it was actually a poem about tears, that you shouldn't really shed a tear for something that's very unnecessary, but if you feel the need to cry, then so be it, so that you can actually feel better.
I am Tebogo Zinhletso Tetsi. Who am I? I am a woman. I am proud. I am time. I am consistency. I am music. I dance to the beat and the pulse and the oomph. I am rhythm. I am the blood that oozes out of Mama Africa. I am because I am. I am because we are. I am an African. I am Tebogo Tetsi.
It has now been almost a year since the World Cup came to South Africa. It was such a powerful experience.
To be honest, nobody thought that we could pull it off as South Africans. Nobody thought that this would be a very nice World Cup whereby the stadiums are well-built, beautiful stadiums. And people actually thought that maybe we were going to be behind schedule or our stadiums are going to be of, maybe low-budget stadiums, something like that. So we have quite accomplished a lot.
I see the changes that it brought not only to my country, but also to myself. I feel as though I have grown, emotionally as well as physically. I know exactly what I want out of life. I want to have a good life. I want to have the life that my parents never gave me. I want to have a life that my family actually never had. And I want to accomplish a lot of things that my peers won't actually achieve. And I want to change my family history because now it's like a stigma in my family that, we know them, they're not really successful, they're just going to drop out of school. So I just want to change that. I'd like to change that a lot. Since the beginning of my participation in the Global Girl Media Project, taught me how I should actually perceive life from a different perspective. Because to be quite honest, before I was a global girl, I used to view life from a different perspective. Being a journalist made me want to know more about my community and about myself. I had grown up hearing about the history of Sophiatown and the impact it had on my family.
I was born in Sophiatown in 1945. I lived here and we left Sophiatown in 1956 due to the forced removals.
The forced evacuation of Sophiatown symbolically marks the beginning of apartheid. Families were forced out and moved to Soweto.
Blacks in Sophiatown had prepared themselves for war, and thus approval was given that the entire police force was to get the operation started. On the completion of the entire process of the forced removals in Sophiatown, a total 65,000 people had been moved.
Most of the homes here were leveled.
Then what they did now, they started moving away blacks from any place where they were in proximity with whites. Then they refer to this as black spots.
My family was among those forced out.
And of course, Sophiatown was a real eyesore because Sophiatown had been very much integrated the multiracial community. On that particular day, the trucks came and all the families moved their furniture out of the houses.
Different.
Probably different, yeah. Because obviously it was going to be vibey, because Sophia Town used to be a very vibey place. It was vibrant. Okay, where are we right now?
Sophia Town, in my street, opposite my house.
Okay, so do you know the history behind Sophia Town? Have you ever heard anything about Sophia Town? Nothing at all?
The history.
You've never heard anything?
I don't worry about the history,
Okay. I actually want somebody who actually knows something, just something about Sophia Town. Anything. The history, about the evictions. I feel very disappointed because I was kind of like hoping for something more. And I feel a bit disappointed because I thought that people who stay here, especially young kids, the youth, would know something about Sophia Town, but they don't actually know anything. They're very clueless about what's been happening here, what happened during that apartheid era. Because that's downtown, right? This is Sophia Town. And over those mine dumps, that's Soweto. So I can't believe that our grandparents were actually, taken that far. This is not what I expected, to be quite honest.
This is so fun.
I expected something ghetto. Like a lot of people in the streets. I mean, you can actually see from the view that there's you can actually count the people on the streets, and in Soweto you wouldn't do that. It's like 1 million people.
4, 6.
You can actually count.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16.
So now I'm happy because I found out the truth behind Sophia Town, and I actually got to talk to somebody who was actually a resident here. So that's enough for me, and I think I can actually go back in my community or to my family and tell them some of the things they didn't even know. So I'm happy. I'm satisfied, actually. It's like that void. I've felt that void that I've always had, so I'm satisfied. Global Girl taught me a lot of things, especially during my exams. I only noticed that now because I just wrote my final exam, my matric exam, and it was a bit easier than it would have been maybe if I hadn't been a Global Girl. Hi, I'm Tebogotso and I'm outside Lewana Secondary School, the school that I go to. I'm a matriculant this year, and today is our first day of the final exams. Today, a lot of us were writing exams on mathematical literacy. Now, a lot of people in my school were pretty nervous, but they managed to write their first paper. Now, let's interview a few people and see what they came up with.
First day of my exams, and I feel good for a change, I think, because this pala the first paper I maths of which I enjoyed.
I was nervous in the morning.
Well, last night actually, I was a bit nervous about today, but when I got my question paper this morning, I felt a bit okay. The paper was challenging, but it was okay because some of the questions I got correct. But I don't think I'm going to fail, though. I think I'm going to ace everything. I ended up doing very well on my test, but have not been able to raise the necessary funds immediately. So university has been delayed for 1 year. I do want to remain active in Global Girl Media and work as a journalist. I'd like to know who are all these people in the walls and the pictures. The story of South Africa has changed so much in my lifetime. We have been transformed as a nation by so many events, both good and bad. Looking back over the last year for many of my friends and me, the World Cup was like a fresh starting point.
I'm feeling quite delighted because the atmosphere around it, the ambience, the people coming together. As they say, South Africa, alive with possibility.